Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Is that what the people say? I watch Kristen Pope, and she's like, "Hey guys, it's Pope. Welcome back to my channel." And I don't know why I think it's so funny. I realized I was watching another vlog. Who was I watching yesterday? Phoebe Hagen. And same thing. Like she's like, "Welcome back to the channel." Blah blah blah. And I realized like there's two different types of vloggers. There's the professionals. There's the professionals who open their vlogs and close their vlogs. Who like, hey, this is the first clip. Hey guys, welcome back. They introduce, whatever. And then there's those of us who are just, I just start the video and start talking. Because I never know which video is going to be the first video and which video is going to be the last video. We all just find out together when the video is uploaded. I just talk. Except I just happen to know that my last vlog was like already approaching, if not over 40 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to close it out with check-ins. That's going to be the end of that video. And so now here we are, the beginning of the next video, obviously. But it's literally the same morning of check-ins, which was the last thing in my last video. So I'm going to talk to you about my check-ins. I was 147.6 this morning. Great. That's a low for me right now. That's a current low. Oh my gosh, 147.6. I still got to lose 20 pounds. It's chronically, it's always 20 pounds. No matter how much I weigh, I still have 20 more pounds to lose. So 147.6, which I was happy to see. But I just, these photos, I can't get down with the photos. And I think a part of it is my body not bodying the way that I want it to. But I also think actually a larger part of it is our check-in photo setup. So if you've been following my vlog a while, you know that I do my check-ins in the garage. But I usually do them further back. Like all last season, my check-ins were like further away. But this year, Ruben like put up that black sheet, so we would always have like a black backdrop, which is great. Like that's fine. But because of the way that the stuff in the ceiling, like the thing that he hangs the curtain from, that is so close to where the camera is that my photos are like, I feel like that, like so close, but not actually the photos. I actually don't mind that the camera is close to me. It's that the light is so close to my body that I just feel like it's such harsh lighting. Like it washes. It just doesn't, the photos don't feel like they're like, again, I don't think that I look amazing right now. I actually don't really like the way that I look right now. But I think the lighting is not doing me a single favor. I think the lighting is just too close and too harsh. I'm going to try next week. So the lighting that I have right now in those past photos, it's just a reminder, here's those photos, is the light in the garage. It's the garage light. Ruben replaced them with like bright floodlights. I think next week I'm going to try to turn that light completely off and just use my ring light. Like since he put those lights in, I don't use my ring light, but my ring light has different settings, like the bright, which is what the garage light is. But then it also has like a sunnier version, which I think is just, it's less harsh and I think it will look better, especially in a dark garage. So I'm going to try that. Honestly, probably today, just to see what those pictures look like. Today, so yesterday I did only cardio. Today I have all back and shoulders, plus walking on treadmill, plus burn boot camp hit. So it's a high day for your girl. I am very excited about that. But first, gas. I got to go to the store and get Nespresso pods. I don't know why I'm spending $12 for 10 Nespresso pods at Target. I need to be ordering these online. So I'm going to go get pods today because I don't have any. But then, y'all, somebody tell me to get my ass on Amazon.com and order in bulk. And actually, now that the Nespresso, this is just for those of you who have an Nespresso. I realize a lot of people have Nespressos. I thought everybody had Keurigs, but I realize a lot of people also have Nespressos. For those of you who have had an Nespresso for a long time, you know that before you could only get Nespresso pods from Nespresso.com. You could not get them anywhere else. It was super exclusive. Well, now you can get them in Walmart and Target. Like you can only get the Starbucks ones, so like the Starbucks brand ones. But now, not only can you order the pods, like the Nespresso brand pods online, you can also obviously order Starbucks brand. Excuse me, because before there was not even any Starbucks brand. There was only an Nespresso brand. Like they were very exclusive to their own brand. If you wanted to use their maker, you had to use their brand, everything. Now, they even have, finally, someone has created a refillable pod. One, you know, I'm earth conscious, but I'm also coin conscious. So the refillable pod, I could just buy espresso powder and put it in the pods and not have to worry. Okay, that's all. I gotta get gas. Okay, this week's chicken. We got the Cuban blend. Hi, Flex. Flex. Hi, bub. He's blurry. Anyway, the Cuban blend. I actually got this at Marshall's. So it's a little sticky. I think it's like expired probably. What does that say? Oh, 11/28/25. It's not expired. I guess it just wasn't popular. Anyway, Kinder, all the Kinder stuff. I like their buttery steakhouse or something is really good. They have a good lemon pepper. We have the taco. We got all the Kinders. I also, now I'm on a sidebar, I also have the Kinder Zero Sugar sauce. Listen, I'm a Kinder stan. But I only have like probably 2 servings of chicken left cooked. So these are about to go in the sous vide, and this will get me through another week. Ruben doesn't really eat chicken on prep that much. He eats a lot of ground turkey and egg whites. I tend to, sorry, someone's calling me. Okay. I tend to prefer chicken as my primary source of protein, just because, I don't know, I just feel like, I just feel like it has the most consistent taste. Or like, it's not really the most consistent taste because ground turkey tastes the same, but I don't know, ground turkey to me feels like prep food. Like, I only eat like straight up ground turkey if I'm prepping. Like, maybe if I want to make tacos or something, but like in general, ground turkey to me is giving diet. Whereas chicken, I feel like tastes like regular food, like regular people eat chicken. So that's why I like to do chicken. I got these 5 patties. They're going to go in the sous vide for a few hours. It's the best. It's honestly the best way to do chicken breast because chicken breast gets so dry. And it's not like that. I know I've already talked about the sous vide, but everyone, at least everyone who's a bodybuilder who eats like an ungodly amount of boneless, skinless chicken breast needs to invest in the sous vide. It's better than baking. It's better than air frying. It's better than the Instant Pot. I know people love the Instant Pot, and I used to love the Instant Pot too. I mean, I still do, but it's better than that texture-wise. However, the Instant Pot is a little more convenient, a little faster, but for me, like, taste over everything when it comes to my protein sources. All right, she's up to temp. That means we're in there for 2 hours, submerged into water, and in 2 hours, I'm going to have the best prep chicken ever.
They get their chest all the way to deck. I'm not sure if that's part of the walk game. So I said, then you have to like get down low, make sure it touches, and if it doesn't, then you have to count the same number until they do it again, but they'll show you all that. She's like, okay, I can do that. Like,
good.
So anyway.
Oh, this is good.
Okay, we're using class, blah, blah, blah. Let's keep
Get zapped.
Okay.
Okay, so as y'all saw, I just did that pre-workout pop. I don't know, that was like, I think it's called Get Zapped, at least. That's what the hashtag says on the box. Ruben did some partnership with them. I don't know. They just, they send him free stuff and then they pay him to make a video about it. So anyway, he saved me one. It was pretty good. It didn't taste like pre-workout because I've made pre-workout gummies and slushies. I've made creatine gummies and like I've made things like that, like novelty stuff out of powders, but they still obviously tasted like the powder mixed in water and it didn't taste amazing. Like it just tasted like the pre-workout. That popsicle just like I wouldn't taste it and be like, oh, this is a pre-workout. Like it just tasted like a popsicle, a very sour one. Now the real test is gonna see, is my back and shoulder lift going to be fire or is it going to be garbage? Yes or no? That's what Reagan always says. Yes or no? Specifically while she's sitting on the toilet. This is her favorite toilet game, everybody. She sits on the toilet and she goes, red or blue? And you pick a color. So I'll pick red. And she's like, red is fire. And I'm like, oh, it's so hot, Reagan. She goes, okay, your turn. And I go, pink or purple? And then she picks a color. And then she's like, I pick pink. I'm like, pink is unicorns. She's like, I love unicorns. Anyway, that's what it's like being a toddler mom. It's super fun. Sometimes it's super fun and also super draining. Remember the last video when I was like, I'm hanging by a thread, guys? I'm over this phase. I'm over this phase. I'm over the tantrums and all that stuff. But I just adore how excited Reagan gets about literally anything. Literally any and everything. Oh, I'm starting to tingle from that pre-workout. See, I'm a toddler. I'm getting excited about tingling. So yeah, here we are. Guys, the beta-alanine is doing too much right now. I feel like I'm on drugs. I feel like I'm on drugs, which is weird because I take pre-workout not all the time. But I take pre-workout often enough that I don't always get the super itchies. Like sometimes I get a little tingly. Like I had a C4 yesterday or 2 days ago, and I like started feeling it, but not a ton. And I don't know what the dosage is on. I have no clue. Maybe it's like triple. But I feel like sometimes when you just have it in a different product than what you normally take, it's exacerbated. And I like, even like the palms of my hands, like my ears. It's usually my ears and my eyebrows, but even like the palms of my hands and the bottom of my feet are itching right now and tingling. And I have a love-hate relationship with this feeling. Like, I like the itchies because for some reason I feel like it helps me work harder, because I feel like in my mind, the heavier I lift, the sooner the itchies go away. Like I burn them off or whatever. But I'm also just like, this is super uncomfortable. So let me know in the comments. Do you like the itchies? Do you like the beta-alanine? That's what by the way, for those who don't know, it's beta-alanine in your pre-workout products that gives you the itch. Not every pre-workout product has beta-alanine. I like a little itchy, but like right now I'm unwell. I need to get to the gym and start moving because I can't deal with this. Look, if you buck. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. I don't know the date. I think it's the 30th. It's the day before Easter. And I am headed to Five Below first to get just like some toys and little candies. So we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt with Reagan tonight. So I trained this morning. Then I'm gonna go get Reagan and we're gonna go to Powerhouse for a couple hours. Hopefully I can get 90 minutes of cardio done. I have been struggling to get through the hour on the treadmill. So my plan is to do a burn on demand workout first, quick camp, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Then hopefully I can just walk the treadmill for an hour. If I get bored of walking the treadmill for an hour, I'll probably do like treadmill for 30, elliptical, then back to the treadmill. Maybe I'll throw in the assault bike. I don't know. I might have to be moving around to get through the full 90 minutes of cardio that I have today. But I got to get it done because your girl, listen, Ruben, if you're watching this, when you watch this, we have to, I think that I talked about this before. This is one downside to having your husband coach you, is he wants to be husband when he wants to be husband. And he doesn't care about his job as my coach. So he makes me these steaks. He bought me wine the other day. I didn't drink the wine. But like, there is definitely a lower level of accountability, and I gave in to that last night. So I'm just irritated, not with Ruben, just with myself for being like, oh well, okay, like I just need to get it together. And now that me and Ruben are both in prep, we both need to lock in. Like I said before, when we're both locked in, it's much easier than when one of us is still struggling to get there and we're like eating stuff we're not supposed to be eating. Then it's easier for the other person to eat what they're not supposed to be eating, and we just are just like not saying anything, you know? So anyway, I just got to get it together because I'm obviously still behind. I'm like, according to my check-in yesterday, I'm like 3 pounds behind where I was for Legion. And of course, it's not, the scale isn't everything because your body can look different. But I'm just like, Andrea, like, you're going to run out of time. At some point, like, you got to stop. Now, I haven't, not like I've been doing anything crazy. Like I said, I'm going 5 below. I went off yesterday. I had those fries. I'm not going super ham, but like, I need to be more than like pretty good. I need to be on point if I'm going to get there. And I'm not on point. Sorry, I like hit my steering wheel. Now Ruben's calling me. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's try again. I hit my steering wheel and my phone controls are on my steering wheel, so it called Ruben. Then I hung up, and then when I got back on camera, he called me. All for me to say, I didn't mean to call you. All I was saying is I haven't been on point. I've been all right. I've been good for like, if I was 18, 20 weeks out, like I'd be great, but I'm not. I'm 15 weeks out. Like, I got to get it together. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, it's really weird to have like a conscious effort of like, I'm going to have a better prep. I'm going to be more on point. It's actually really interesting because during my other preps, I would make decisions to go off my plan and not really feel bad about it. Like, I would just go off plan. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not Derek Lunsford. I do not care. Like, they ain't paying me enough to be on my diet 100%. Like, I wouldn't really care. Like, I would, try to not go super off, right? Like, I still want to do well, but I wouldn't actually care about like the integrity of not being on my plan. But now that I'm like, hey, Andrea, like, you're going to have the best prep you've ever had. It's like every time I go off my plan, it's like this weird sinking, like, do you really want this? And I like have a whole conversation with myself. And then, ultimately a few times I have decided, yes, I am going to go off my plan right now. And then like immediately afterwards, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, I never felt like that before. Before it was just like, okay, this is what I'm doing off my plan. Doesn't matter. Like, I wouldn't even have a conversation with myself about it. Like, I would just do it. Like, and that would be that. So the reason I'm saying that is just that even though it probably seems like, wow, Andrea, like, when are you going to get it together and tell us like you've had 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks of like perfection? The reality is that I'm still actively I am still actively trying to have a better prep than I have, and I am. It just kind of right now it feels worse because I'm behind, because I started late, but not because I'm cheating or doing things that I shouldn't be doing or whatever. I'm just behind, so I have less room for error, but I am making less errors, so I feel pretty good about that still. I definitely need to tighten up, but I feel pretty good. And I think that I can, especially now that I'm also, in addition to having a higher level of expectation for myself, in addition, I have a higher level of accountability, because before, when I did those things, I never said it on YouTube. Like, I think also kind of because I was like, didn't really care. Now I have a higher level of accountability because I'm making myself tell you guys when I do those things. So that's also probably why it seems like it happens more than it did before, because now I'm actually talking about it. So anyway, I'm at 5 below. I got to get Reagan some stuff. I got to become the Easter Bunny. Let's do it. Okay, so I am headed to Burn Boot Camp right now. It's still Saturday. I only ended up doing an hour on the treadmill. It was a good hour. I felt pretty good. But then I had a sauna appointment. So the sauna appointments are 30 minutes long. So I had a 12:30, so I have until from 12:30 to 1, I have the sauna reserved. Well, I had already gone 10 minutes into my sauna by doing the hour on the treadmill, and I just ran out of time. Like, if I wanted to also do boot camp, I wasn't going to get to sauna. So I ended up just doing the sauna and not boot camp. I could have skipped the sauna. We literally have, again, I've already said this, we have 2 sauna variations at the house. But I just knew, like, if I don't do the sauna right now, Reagan, what's going on back there? Stop, please. I knew if I don't do the sauna right now, I'm not going to go home and do the sauna. Not when Reagan's at home, like, needing to be entertained. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. So I didn't do it. I just got in the sauna at the gym and I skipped boot camp. But now we are headed to the gym to set up for Monday's workout, because the Saturday trainer, that's like their job to set up for Monday. And I was the Saturday trainer, but I was like, I'm gonna come back and do this later. So that's what I'm doing. maybe when I get there, I'll do a little quick boot camp, but probably not, to be honest. Like, the only reason I want to is because I have a 5-day streak right now. Like, our gym tracks your streaks. I have a 5-day streak, and it's the longest my streak has ever been, which is crazy because we have members who are on like 80-day streaks of not missing boot camp, and I'm literally on 5, and it's my record. But it's different when you work there so much. You don't have like the flexibility to take all those camp times, and 2, like, just in bodybuilding, I just can't always do boot camp. Sometimes I need to do what I have to do, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, wow, I kind of want to get a 6-day streak, so I feel like I need to do something today. Maybe I'll just do a stretching one. Anyway, I do have to figure out what I'm gonna do for cardio. So in my mind at the beginning of this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do 2 hours of cardio a day, which was crazy. I knew I wasn't actually gonna do 2 hours, but like 90 minutes is like kind of my goal that I set, like 90 minutes of cardio a day. But to be honest, that's just not happening. And I also just don't know that it's necessary. I mean, yes, I am behind. Yes, so it kind of is necessary. But Ruben hasn't given me cardio parameters. He's just letting me, I mean, we've done so many preps together. Like, I think Ruben knows that I know I need to be doing cardio. So I think he's just letting me do whatever amount of cardio that I feel like doing. Or maybe he thinks I'm doing the cardio that he told me to do last prep. I don't know. I guess I should ask him instead of asking you guys. But I think shooting for 90 minutes 6 to 7 days a week is a little overkill right now. Like, we're 15 weeks out. Like, so on one hand, yes, I'm behind, and 15 weeks isn't that much time. On the other hand, it's like, I already know that when we're at the 8-week mark, I'm going to be pushing 2 hours of cardio a day. Like, I already know I'm going to be pushing high levels of cardio. So if I'm doing that much now, later on in my prep, like, I might have to push more because, so I don't know what y'all do for a living. Like, I don't know how much y'all know. I know obviously excuse me. I know the bodybuilders have some general idea, but I also don't know if you're a bodybuilder who's not also a personal trainer, you might not actually know this. Your bodies adapt, right? So whatever level of activity you're doing or whatever level of food that you're eating, your body wants to reach homeostasis. Like, your body wants to be even. Okay, your body doesn't want to lose weight and want to gain weight. So if you are consistently, like, let's say I'm consistently putting up 2 hours of cardio a day, consistently 2 hours, consistently 2 hours, consistently 2 hours, my body starts saying like, okay, my body starts adapting, right? I get in better shape. So 2 hours of cardio where it maybe burned however many calories before, after 2 months of doing 2 hours of cardio a day, it's not going to burn as many calories for me. Same thing with your eating. Like, if you're eating 1,500 calories a day and that is a deficit for you, the longer you continue to eat 1,500 calories a day, at some point, 1,500 calories is no longer a deficit for you, which is why people diet for a long period of time and are like, oh my gosh, I've hit a plateau, but I'm barely eating any calories. I'm like, it's because your body has adapted. It's called metabolic adaptation. Anyway, that science lesson to say, if I start pushing high amounts of cardio this far out, by the time I'm at a point in my prep where I need to be burning extra 100 to 300 calories a day, the only way for me to do that is going to be to kill myself in cardio. So I actually think I'm going to pull back. Like, I think some days I'm going to do 90 minutes, but I think most days I'm just going to do an hour. I'm going to make sure that hour is a good hour. But I just can see myself starting to go ham on cardio now. And like I said, at 8 weeks, when I need to find some more calories to burn, and I'm already low on food, I'm already like on poverty macros on food, and already on 90 minutes of cardio, like, what am I gonna do? Just stop eating? Like, no, ma'am. So anyway, I only did an hour on the treadmill. That whole 6 minutes to say that. Hey, let's go. All right, leaving the gym, set up for leg day. I absolutely did not work out. I actually called a friend to entertain Reagan, my friend Tiffany. She lives like across the street from the gym, and she's like, anytime you're at the gym, just call me over. And so I did. I'm like, hey, I'm at the gym, Reagan's here. So she came and entertained Reagan, colored with her, and did whatever while I got to work and finished listening to the Grow or Die podcast. I haven't listened to that podcast in a really long time. It's been I mean, I listened to it a couple months ago. I know that I had mentioned it back when I was in my first prep and struggling hard. And I was like, I listened to the Grow or Die podcast. Like, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. But other than that, I haven't listened to it in several months. And I used to listen to that podcast all the time. The thing about that podcast is they're like the episode I just finished listening to was with Terrence Ruffin. Bodybuilders, all of you know who Terrence Ruffin is. And if you don't, he's like the best poser in classic. I don't think Terrence has any Olympia titles, but he has an Arnold title, at least one, and a lot of second places. But he is by far one of my favorite bodybuilding athletes, aesthetically, and he's just such a nice person. I've met him a couple times, and I'm a nobody, right? Like, and the first time I met him, I truly was a nobody. And he's just chatting with me. We were at a bodybuilding show, walking the same direction, and he's like, just chatting with me on our walk to where, because we were both staying at the same hotel and we were just like chatting. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you're a star. And he's like, I'm just myself. And I'm like, can I take a picture with you? And he's like, obviously, like, of course. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I gotta listen to this. I don't care if it's 90 minutes. Because I normally don't like to listen to podcasts that long. Which is weird because on everyone's vlogs, I'm like, I need an hour. But for some reason, I don't know, podcasts don't hit the same as vlogs. So if a podcast is over an hour, I'm like, this is getting a little long. I can't pay attention this long. But it was so good. I broke it up. I listened to most of it doing cardio, and then I just listened to the rest of it at work, and it was just so good. Anyway, this is like a full plug, a free plug for the Grow or Die podcast. Justin Mahaley is such a good interviewer. He asks better questions than just like, I think they actually talked about this on the podcast, like, okay, so what do you eat? What's your training split? Like those boring podcast interview questions that these people get asked all the time. Like, he asked him some really good, thought-provoking questions, and just, he was able to like get some really cool insight from him as a person and an athlete, and going through his process. If you know Terrence Ruffin, again, you know he's like an amazing poser, and he's talking about like his process of how he poses and how he picks songs and his artistic background. And anyway, all that to say, if you need something long for cardio and nobody has dropped a vlog, you've caught up on all the vlogs and nobody has dropped a vlog, or you got 2 hours of cardio and you've already watched everybody's vlogs, Justin Mahaley's podcast is really good. I know Aurelia reads during cardio sometimes. I'm not a reader. I don't read books. I used to have Audible, so I download books and I listen to books, or I used to listen to a lot of books. But sometimes during cardio, like, I want to be entertained. I don't want to be educated, which is, I think, why, like, sometimes I draw the line on how long a podcast is, because I'm like, this is, like, a lot of thinking for me. But the Grow or Die podcast isn't always like that. Like, sometimes it's a lot of education, and you're just like, this is a lot of science. Like, because he has some really, like, he will bring researchers on as guests, but sometimes he'll bring a business person, and he'll bring bodybuilders. Like, he's a bodybuilder, so a lot of his stuff relates back to bodybuilding. But anyway, if you need cardio entertainment or you have a long drive, the Grow or Die podcast is really good, and I think everybody should listen to the one with Terrence Ruffin, just because it was good, and I like Terrence Ruffin, and I like Justin Mahaley.
Did it get on there?
No.
So we're gonna change her IG handle from AG Fit Mom to Can't Get Right. She has not been.
You can thank my coach for zero accountability.
She will be receiving a meal plan first thing in the morning. She will get a text at 4 a.m. with her new meal plan. Ain't that right? Yeah. What mommy eat? Milkshake?
No, that's Reagan's. That's Reagan's. I did eat a chorizo scramble, and we shared those pancakes, and I had a lavender mimosa and a latte, full sugar latte. Party's over.
I'm over here.
I have no performance enhancers besides getting on the treadmill.
Hi, I want to be a baby too. Like, I want to make 4 times 5 hours. Now I'm a big girl for 4 hours. Now I'm going to 4. Wait, what am I going to turn?
You're gonna turn?
4, after 4, I'm going to 5.
Yep.
Then it's gonna be my birthday.
it's Sunday night. Are your toys put away?
Yeah.
We did that brunch and then slept for so many hours. Okay. Actually, Ruben's still asleep, so I fell asleep first. He stayed up and played with Reagan. Then we basically swapped. Like, he fell asleep, so she came and woke me up like, Mommy, can you play with me? So now he's asleep. I just played with her for a little while, and then she painted. Now she just finished the bath. Anyway, I just finished working, like getting my week set up. So my split this week, I'm going to start with leg day. I'm going to do it at burn. And then I'll do back and shoulders. Then I'll take a rest day, I think. And I'll do back and shoulders, of course, again later in the week. Or I think I might, hey, Reagan, turn the water off. I think this week I may have actually made back one day and shoulders the other day. I can't remember. I think because maybe I didn't have enough time in between those 2 days to feel like I probably could recover both. Like, Reagan, the water should be off. I think, if I remember correctly, they're either like back to back or... Okay, so I was just saying, whatever it was, I don't think there was enough recovery time. Like, if I was doing back and shoulders twice, it would be like back and shoulders back to back, and that's ridiculous. So I was like, well, this week I'll do back on one day and shoulders on the other day, because I don't have recovery time in between. Obviously, okay, it's enough, Reagan. I'm gonna go put lotion on you. Obviously we had that big brunch. I know you guys are sick of me. You guys are like, Andrea, you keep complaining about being behind, and then you keep doing all this stuff. No more. Not truly. No more. That's the first time that I've really done, like, just gone way off the deep end. Like, we already decided, like, we want to do brunch. Like, it is what it is. But we're back, everybody. And I will not be getting on the scale for the next couple days, like, because I already know it's going to make me mad. I'll get on the scale during check-ins. Okay. Sunday night. We just said, forget it. Just, as Shantae says, throw the whole prep away. Just throw the whole day away. You know, we had brunch. We knew we were going to do brunch. I already talked about that. Had salmon for dinner, but also, like, I think that I mentioned to you guys, I got to go back and see, like, what videos I have on here. I think that I had mentioned, like, that Ruben had gotten me wine, which is, like, one of our biggest hurdles of, like, the husband-wife coach-athlete dynamic. I think a lot of people struggle with it for other reasons, like, maybe it's a power struggle or whatever. We don't really have any problems with that. I definitely think I talked about it. Anyway, all that to say is, like, I did crack open the wine tonight because I'm like, you know what, Andrea, again, this is not actually how I would ever recommend anyone. Like, this is totally not how you do it. You know, like, I always tell people, like, what's the saying? If you have one flat tire, that doesn't mean you slash the rest. Like, that's what this is giving. Like, oh, we already had brunch, so we might as well drink the wine. But it's also like, if I know that starting tomorrow, I plan to be even better than I have been, minus these few hiccups, I'm like, I might as well just drink this wine now, because otherwise I'm not going to drink it until after my show, especially because alcohol is one thing that I don't have any problems giving up. Sweets, I have problems giving up. Like, all the other stuff in my diet, I have problems giving up. But typically, like, during my prep, like, once prep starts, I don't drink alcohol. Like, I don't, like, need alcohol like that in my life. So I just figured, like, I already had a mimosa today. Like, might as well just drink this wine now. Reagan! Oh, my gosh. Whatever I was saying is, before Reagan dumped cup noodles all over the kitchen table, is I already had a mimosa today. I know I'm not going to drink any more alcohol for the rest of this prep, so I was just like, whatever, let's have this glass of wine. And tomorrow, we're back. And let's see if I can string together, like, again, if you watched my last prep vlog, do you hear her? Because I told her it's bedtime. Look, those are her streamers to her room. If you watched my last prep vlog, I had put on there that I didn't have a single day in my entire prep that was 100%. Like, because I was using those check boxes. I was using, like, did you do your cardio? Did you lift? Did you hit your food? Did you hit your water? Most days, the thing that I missed was water, because I'm a wreck with water. But a lot of days it was food. Some days it was cardio, right? Like, I've literally only had a handful of perfect prep days. So my goal this week is to string together a few perfect days. And I know that seems like such a small thing, like, Andrea, a few perfect days, like, but that's what I have to do. Like, I need to string together a few perfect days to prove to myself that I can do a few perfect days. And that's how I'm going to stack on more days, I think. And I've talked about this before, and this is going to be the last thing, so I got to go to bed. But, like, I've talked about, like, I think I just have this pressure to have this perfect prep. And it's like, Andrea, you don't need to be thinking about July. You need to think about tomorrow. You get through tomorrow, and then get through Tuesday, and then get through Wednesday. Hi, I don't follow rules. So anyway, all that to say, I'm drinking the wine. I will not see wine again until July. Maybe Ruben's birthday in April, but probably not, because again, we actually don't really drink like that. Okay, guys, she's back. I just finished leg day. It was amazing. Now I'm on the treadmill. I got 15 more minutes on the treadmill. Then I'm going to sit in the sauna for like 5. But we're going to have a talk. And then this video is over. So I'm at like 35 right now. So here's what I realized about myself. I didn't just realize it, but like I had to have a come to Jesus moment with myself. So I'm a trainer, right? At Burn Boot Camp, I am constantly telling my members, like, dig in, try harder. You are more capable than you believe. One thing I say a lot is, don't let me be the only person in here who believes you can do this. Because I think, as a trainer, there's like this, it's not a misconception. Like, I don't think that people sincerely believe that we're trying to be mean to them, right? But like, if someone's telling me I can't do it, and I'm like, do it, do another one, put your hands down, right? Like, they're doing burpees. I'm like, get your hands down, do it again, up, right back down. Like, I'm saying that stuff. They're not thinking it's because she believes in me. They're thinking, maybe we get the hell out of my face. I can't do it. I'm tired. And so when I say, hey guys, I'm telling you this because I believe in you, but me believing in you doesn't get it done. Like, I cannot be the only person in here who sincerely believes that you can do it, because that doesn't help you reach your goals. And I'm, challenging them on all sorts of aspects of their fitness journey, right? I'm challenging them in the gym. I'm challenging them to drink more water, which I need to do as well. Challenging them to hit their protein goals. Challenging them to do all sorts of things, to work really hard in the gym, go get close to failure, all this stuff. And one kind of aha moment I kind of had to check myself, where I'm like, I'm demonstrating these things for you guys because I know that you can do it, and I want you to get there. But one thing that I realized about myself is like, yeah, Andrea, you're good at doing the hard things for a regular person. You're good at doing the hard things for someone on a regular fitness journey. You're good at pushing yourself to the brink during your workouts. You're good at hitting your protein goals. You're good at hitting your water goals. Like, yeah, you're good at all that stuff, but that stuff isn't bodybuilding. So you have to hold yourself to the standard of a professional bodybuilder. And I think sometimes I let that, I just try to erase that, right? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm in bodybuilding, and to some areas of my life, I hold myself to the standard of a bodybuilder. But in general, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm really good at challenging myself in the gym. Oh, I'm really good at finding time to meal prep. But it's like, Andrea, for a bodybuilder, you do not actually embrace the true discomfort of getting to where you need to be for bodybuilding. And it's like, when I think of myself in bodybuilding, I'm like, the way that you feel in bodybuilding is the way that your members feel in regular fitness. So you keep saying that you want to be an example for them, but the reality is I'm not being an example for my members, because I'm demonstrating something that's actually easy for me. I don't think that I've truly demonstrated challenging myself in a way that is actually challenging to me. We have a thing called Athlete Games. It's like where all the trainers do all these workouts. It's like CrossFit Games, but it's not CrossFit. It's like Burn Boot Camp style workouts. And it's like, I've never done Athlete Games because I start training for it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, this is so hard. And I don't do it. And then 99% of the time I have a schedule conflict anyway, but I give up on myself a lot. And for someone who's very confident and self-proclaimed very disciplined, I'm like, Andrea, you haven't shown that in bodybuilding at all. At all. You've let your natural talent get you to where you are, and you tried hard, but you don't dig the way that you are expecting your members to dig. I have members in the gym who I literally push to tears, and not in a bad way. Like one example is this woman was doing a chest press, and she was using 20s, and I'm like, no, these are too light, and I made her go to 35s. She's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, stop telling me no, push it, push. And she goes, and she's doing it fine. And she's in tears because she's like, I did not think that I could do that. And literally the next week, because of that confidence that she built, she was pushing 50. She had the physical capacity to push 50, but 35 had her in tears because she didn't know she could do it. And I'm like, Andrea, when is the last time you tried so hard, you busted through a barrier that was so sturdy that you were in tears? I don't do that. And I just like had to be real about the level of effort that I'm putting in. Like, yes, I'm trying hard, but I'm not trying that hard. And Dynamite D, David D. Mesquita, I think is his last name, he posted something that I was just like, yep, you're talking to me, dude. You are talking to me. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna like chit chat about it for like another couple minutes, and then that will really be the end of this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. So you can pause it to read all of them if you want to, but I'm going to talk about number 2 specifically. Most people will never truly get peeled because you have to embrace a level of discomfort most aren't willing to get to. This requires high amounts of cardio and low amounts of food. John Meadows would do egg whites and sugar-free ketchup for weeks. I would do below 100 grams of carbs for 1 to 2 months. There are exceptions to the rule, but odds are you are not one. So I read that and I immediately was like, yep, that's me. Like, I've never been peeled. Like, yes, I've been peeled for me, but honestly, I don't think I've ever been in single digit body fat percentage, which again, when I'm talking to regular people, you're like, Andrea, what? But like in bodybuilding, if you're a 10% body fat on stage, you're still soft. And I honestly don't think that I've ever been under 10. Like, because the reality is I have never been willing to be that uncomfortable. And I'm just like, Andrea, you keep saying you have all of these goals in bodybuilding, but when are you gonna get uncomfortable? Like, again, I'm just like riding the genetics, which if you actually look at, if you go back and look at that thing, one of the things is like hard work can sometimes beat genetics, but not a lot of times. And that's the thing, is like other people have to work harder than I do to beat me. And I've been riding on that, and it's time for that to be over because hard work at some point can pass up genetics. One of my favorite quotes that me and my friend Kaale used to say in college is, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I'm just like, Andrea, it's enough. That's what I say to Reagan. It's enough. Like, this is your opportunity to earn it. That's the whole name of this series. Like, you need to earn it. Like, don't just get it because of your genetics. Don't just get it because of your natural talent. You need to earn it. If you want to go to the Olympia, you need to earn it. And that is it. That, like, so again, we just had Easter, we just had all that stuff, but like, party's over, guys. Like, I don't know. I just like that message like really dug into me in a way that I didn't expect it to. So that's where we are. We're like right under 15 weeks out. Technically, yesterday was 15 weeks out. And it's time to dig. So we're going to dig. So thank you for rocking with me. I look forward to sharing this like new prep with you. And yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all in the next one.